The government and private sector are racing against time to put in place flood prevention devices before the rainy season arrives. By August, a series of vital dies to keep floods comfortably at bay in six major industrial estates are expected to be completed. The cabinet last month approved 4.8 billion baht for building flood walls in the six industrial estates in Ayutthaya and Pathum Thani, which were virtually devastated by massive floods. In Ayutthaya's Rojana Industrial Park alone, the government is spending a huge chunk of the cash, 2.2 billion baht, to fund the construction of a 77-kilometer flood wall that will ring the estate. What you see here is the construction of the Rojana flood wall. The 10-meter high concrete sheet piles, of which 8 meters will be underground, look sturdy enough to hold the massive force of ravaging flood water and keep the locals from breaching the wall. Reports were rife last year about conflicts and clashes among people living upstream and downstream, many of whom gathered to destroy water gates, embankments, and sandbags in attempt to alleviate flooding in their communities. Most locals interviewed by Nation Channel reporter Pasapon Tohombut do not oppose the construction of the flood wall, even though some realize their houses are located outside the flood wall, which means their homes are likely to be inundated longer and deeper. Well, the locals believe the survival of the estate means their own survival simply because they depend on the estate for their livelihood. This man says, if water comes, it's going to flood my house. There should not be a problem between locals and the industrial estate. If the factory is flooded, locals cannot live here. If there is no factory, dormitories, apartments, and businesses around the factory will all go bust. And this man says, I'm not afraid of the flood wall. I only want the estate to leave some way for us to get in and out. If they do not, then we're finished. Vehicles cannot get in and out. Now we depend on the estate's land to get around. We are not afraid of floods, but we are afraid of not having a way to enter and exit. Meanwhile, the woman here has this to say, if a lot of water does not arrive this year, we should be okay. But we are hoping the Rojana Industrial Park survives, because if there are no jobs, we will have to migrate and find work elsewhere. And then we will be faced with a lot of expenses, such as renting houses and paying for child care. And this woman also chips in, saying, we understand that the industrial estate wants to protect its interests, and we do not mind their dike construction, but we would like to ask the estate to continue to allow us to move in and out.